Hey, what's up, bud?
Dude, we just hit 5,000 subscribers. Do you want to help out with this video I'm doing? Like sharing what we've learned over the years or something like that?
Yeah, but I didn't learn anything.
Well, you've done some of the fun things with Flywheel Films.
Oh, you're talking about the YouTube channel that I never post to because I drive a Honda Accord and don't know how to drive stick? Yeah, I don't think anybody should be asking me for advice. Listen, even if I wanted to help, I don't have the time. I'm super swamped with work right now. Why don't you ask your brother, Arnold, Edgar, whatever his name is. He'll probably help.
Right. Yeah, I'll give him a call.
All right, later, bud.
Oh. Hey man, what's up?
Dude, we just hit 5,000 subscribers. We gotta do a video, man.
Oh dude, that's awesome. I love to help, but I'm super wrapped up with work right now. Yeah. Alright, cool, yeah, let's see it. Your dog water, New Master 69.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
I'll do it myself.
Five 5,000 subscribers is such a huge milestone to me, and I appreciate every single one of you. I've actually covered a lot of this epic journey in my 100,000 mile long-term review video with this car, and in my usual yearly recap videos, where I look back on what's been done, but also what I want to do next. But today I just want to speak directly to making content. Let's say that you're passionate about your car, or maybe cars in general, or maybe something else entirely. Maybe you've thought about making YouTube videos, or TikTok, or Instagram Reels, or whatever the latest rage is, and you've been on the fence because, oh, someone's already doing that kind of stuff. Well, it doesn't really matter. You could put your own unique spin on it and have fun, and if it's something you've considered, if it's something you think might be a fun hobby, I can't say it enough, just do it. It's seriously been one of the most wild, exciting, fun rides of my life, just making content with this car and with other people. My colleague and one of my favorite cameramen, Max, who helped with the 100,000 mile video, he's on his way over here to help share his insight. And later in the video, there's gonna be some other special guests who are also going to share their insight. But one thing we all really agree on is just do it.
Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams.
I love cars, but I can't drive them anymore. Ever since my license got revoked, everything I love has been taken away. I've tried writing about them, drawing them, watching them on TV, but nothing can satisfy the longing in my soul. That was when my doctor prescribed the Flywheel Film Show. Every week they post a new episode, unless they forget, and it helps me to remember the good times. The Flywheel Film Show has car news, personal stories, the Dream Garage, which is my favorite segment, and much more. The Flywheel Film Show has made such a difference in my life, and it can in yours too. The Flywheel Film Show. It's cheaper than healthcare. The Flywheel Film Show and Flywheel Films are for entertainment purposes only and are not a substitute for therapy or any other form of medicine. Consult with a doctor or medical professional if you suffer from anxiety, depression, or any other illness. This entire commercial is a joke and not intended to be taken seriously. Suck on that, lawyers.
So, fun fact, that podcast ad was actually highlighting another fun creative outlet that me and my brother Austin and my friend Justin do, the Flywheel Film Show. That's right, if you're remotely interested in podcasts, please check it out. We just have fun on that thing. And we try to do it relatively consistently. I mean, we actually were dormant for a while, but we're kind of bringing it back. We're trying to bring it back, so help us keep that motivation. We actually just did an episode recapping the fun memories of the last 4 years of Flywheel Films and the origin story. So definitely go check out that episode. If you're remotely into podcasts, it's available everywhere. But anyways, content creation. So hindsight 2020, that's how it always goes, right? actually literally in this case, it was 2020, like January, when I finally started Flywheel Films. After thinking about it for far too long, finally just started it. That was the first mistake. I should have just started it back when I thought about it initially, like in 2018. And then starting it was also very, very slow. I was doing like one video a month, maybe two, or maybe one video every other month. I'm kind of a perfectionist, which in some ways can be good, but in other ways, in this way, it was actually debilitating a little bit. I was never super, like, completely satisfied. I was like, oh, I need to reshoot that, redo that. I was always worried about not having the right gear. There were so many roadblocks I kept putting up for myself. Even weather was a huge one. Most of my retroactive negative memories of myself in this channel are putting off filming because the sunshine was too bright, which in camera speak really is a thing. Like a lot of filmmaking like won't happen properly if it's too sunny out. You have to have ND filters to help with the frame rate, and it's just like, don't even worry about it a lot. Honestly, just start filming your videos with a phone. We'll talk about that later with Max, but that was a big issue. I just didn't make videos because it's too sunny or too cold. Like today is kind of cold. Here I am, still out here. Now, granted, we have cloud cover, which is kind of nice for lighting, equal diffused lighting. That's a great thing. But yeah, I wish I had not been so perfectionist and so self-critical. It is really good to look back and like, you know, judge yourself lightly, judge yourself properly, be like, oh, okay, I could have done that better. We'll talk more about that later. But that's a big thing. I wish I just hadn't been so picky and so perfectionist off the bat. You can be picky, you can be somewhat perfectionist, and maybe that's even your shtick, like what people know you for. But don't let that prevent you from making content. Make it balanced, perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Okay, now how do I get off of this little roundabout thing?
Maybe back out.
Baby, back out. Oops. Anyways, hi everyone. This is
5,000 subscribers.
and I need a new car. How do I get off of this? There we go. We'll just try scrape. Hey, we did it.
Nice.
Anyways, hello everyone. This is Max. I don't know how much you've seen him on the channel, but he's been on the channel and he's been behind the scenes on the channel helping me film things. And just like me, his professional current career is YouTube. So I thought it'd be great to pick his brain and to kind of talk about what works, what doesn't, just insight that we've had from experience over the years. And I'm talking a lot about this channel, but I don't want to like exclude other channels' logic, because really YouTube is quote unquote a game, and it just helps to have knowledge and what you've learned across the board and how to apply it. So one of the biggest things that I've learned, partially through our boss, Kyle, is just to post more. That's really when content for me really started getting better, was because practice makes perfect. Or in this case, practice makes mediocrity less bad. So I'm curious what you've picked up from your experience on making videos and how have you felt like you've improved?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, presentation skills just come with every single video you do. I know Jordan and I have both felt that, like, working without a spec or working on our own personal channels, uploading content just gets you less rusty, gets you more in the habit of getting up and going. And then, like, technically, I know you've got a video coming up about this, but when it comes to the filming process, being able to be okay to shoot on an iPhone and use that footage and just roll and go sometimes really is creatively kind of liberating. Obviously, you know, there's still a reason we need to use mics occasionally, and like for your 100,000 mile video, we broke out the big camera, we did a lot of fancy stuff, but I think so much of the time, especially on a medium like YouTube, it really just benefits you to upload frequently, to create frequently, and to just be comfortable with a little bit of mistakes and some imprecision.
Yes, exactly. That 100,000 mile video was a blast, but like it was so much work. I mean, Max was there filming pretty much every single section with me with, again, yeah, a nicer Sony camera, shooting raw video. We had drone stuff, and then in the editing bay for me afterwards was just so many hours of work. And that is fun, and I feel like I do need those projects in my life. But if that was my bar, I would make so few videos because A, the time it requires, and B, there's just like not enough time for me to get what I want out to the public. And so I think something I've learned a lot over the years is just consistently do things. Just do it, to keep saying that.
Yeah.
Just keep posting and don't be the perfectionist. Obviously keep striving for better and better, but the way to do that is to really just keep posting. YouTube seems to like it when people post consistently. Now that consistency is somewhat up in the air. People will argue like, oh, it has to be daily, oh, it has to be weekly. It's really, from what I can tell, just consistently. Maybe it's once a month. Maybe that's how you start out. I started out with like once every other month, which was just not enough. So with my new channel that we'll talk about here in a bit, I'm trying to do some different things and just post more often and be okay with less refined work. And a good thing to do is always to look back at your work and be like, oh, here's what I could have done better, or here's what I did that I loved. So I don't know how much you've like because you edit your own stuff too, and so you're watching your own work.
Yeah,
and you're like,
out of respect, I do, and I've done personal videos now and then. I'm less active on that channel, but just you learn your own characteristics and mannerisms, like, oh, I say really a lot, or whatever, whatever tick word you might have, you will get to know it really quickly. I think though it's good that obviously you will edit your content, you'll trim out bits that don't work, maybe throw in some bloopers, that's fun. But generally, Jordan, I think it's not just the algorithm that YouTube benefits from uploading regularly, it's also the audience getting to know you.
yes, and that's helped me a lot. I think just being okay with yourself really helps, because then the audience feels comfortable with you being comfortable with yourself, and then everyone just seems to be happy, and that's what makes it better. I used to like reshoot a lot of things because I was like, oh my gosh, I stuttered with my words there. I'm not the most cleverly well-spoken person. Our boss is insane. I don't know how he does like an hour-long video, no script, no planning, just like does it. I usually have to stop and start, and we're even going to do that with this video, and we're not perfect. Yeah, sometimes I'll focus so much on the gear, like, oh, the gear has to be right, the lighting has to be right. I mean, even in the intro of this video, we forgot to turn on the mics. So all that audio you heard was just straight from the iPhone, and it still worked. Not as good as with the microphones like these things here, but you just have to like let go sometimes and still put something out there and see what works.
Yeah, I find it's really convenient, like talking about gear and conditions, to just wait for, oh, I have to save up for this next thing, right? I've got to get that new GoPro or DJI action camera or whatever it might be, when really you can probably start shooting something at least right now. And I think it's important to really basically moderate your ambition with what's capable right now. Like, there's some things like, okay, let's say you look at Haggerty's videos and you're like, I want to do epic chase shots on a renowned racetrack. Okay, you're probably not going to be able to do that day one with your channel, but think about what you can actually do, whether it's car related or not.
Another thing I want to point out is to sometimes separate what works and what doesn't, and make sure you do what you want to do. That was my ethos from the very beginning. I want to make the videos that I enjoy watching. And a lot of times when you talk to YouTubers who are much more successful, huge, they'll also say, like, I just make what I want to make. And usually what fails, quote unquote, is when they start selling out. They're like, oh, well, the algorithm I think is telling me to go this direction. And then they follow that full send. I think there is a balance. It's good to treat it like a business and think about, okay, here's the types of videos that do well. That's also partially why I'm starting a second channel for my other vehicle, because this channel is for sports cars, the other one's for overlanding, and it just helps to like think about those things, but still keep in mind what's important to you, and you have to love what you're making. Otherwise, you'll get burnout, and you'll just not be as thrilled or as happy. You'll have it in the back of your head like, oh, this is for the better of the channel, but it's like, you gotta love what you're doing.
Yeah, especially when you're starting out, well before you're even on the YouTube Partner Program, making money, let alone having sponsors. At the beginning, you're just doing it for you, and hopefully that's what keeps you going through the process as your channel clears 1,000 subscribers or 5,000 subscribers, whatever your next benchmark might be. You always have to have that passion or that just sense of fun and enjoyment that's driving you through it. That's not to say that everything with a YouTube channel is going to be fun, but there's definitely that motivational, like, carrot on the stick aspect to it.
Yeah, so this is a good time to mention that I do have a new channel, roads optional, and that's the reason why. When I first bought the Jeep, I asked you guys, the audience, I was like, what would you prefer? And I've had a lot of constructive comments from you guys and great feedback. Some of you guys were like, hey, I don't care what car you're filming. I just love to see it. And some of you guys were like, actually, I'm here for the Miata stuff. I'm here for the sports car stuff. I'd rather see those things go on a different channel and then sometimes look at that stuff, which is all great. And I think we give our boss a lot of crap for having like 15 different channels, but he might be onto something in some ways. So that's why I decided to create a different channel focused on off-roading. And sometimes that's what you have to do. It was kind of fun for me because I'm like, ooh, fun, a fresh start. I can like try some new things on this new channel without thinking of jeopardizing Flywheel Films. So it's all part of the adventure. And the thing is, I just don't really know where I'm going with this. I can have ideas and hopes and dreams, but like really you just have to try things and see what works.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a very low cost to creating a new channel, and there's you're not signing a contract with anyone. You're not saying, oh, I'm going to upload this frequently. You just have yourself to be accountable to. So in the beginning, try it out, see what's working. If you can keep on cranking, let's say weekly videos for 2 months and you enjoy doing it, well, great. You've got a new hobby at the very least.
Exactly. So this is Flywheel Films, 5,000 subscribers. Once again, I can't believe it, but that's just this channel. And if you are remotely interested in off-road channels or things like overlanding rigs, Jeeps, GX470s, I don't know, just to name a few, I have a new channel for that, Roads Optional, which is a name I didn't love at first, but actually I really like it now. So it would mean a lot if you guys would go subscribe and check that out if it's things you're remotely interested in, because it's still all the same stuff you like. It's just the off-road version. You still have me, you still have the editing I enjoy doing. I enjoy, adventures. You guys have loved the road trip films. That's all going to be similar stuff out there on that channel, just a bit more off-roady. So definitely please go check that out. Subscribe if you can, because I really need to get through that first initial hoop of subscribers just so I can justify more and more content for that. So I've had a lot of fun adventures over the last 4 years, and it's been awesome to meet so many of you along the way, whether it's virtually, talking through apps, or in the comments down below, or even meeting you guys at many of the places I've gone through the adventures. So many road trip films, driving up the highest paved road in North America, the longest, highest paved thing through the Rocky Mountain National Park. We've had a lot of fun. And like I said, we have the podcast, now starting a second channel, and we have more meets planned, a lot more adventures to come this year. It's been a wild ride, but I'm so excited for the next chapter. So again, a huge thank you to all of you for 5,000 subscribers. It's such a milestone to me, and sure, YouTube doesn't give you a plaque or anything for only 5,000 subscribers, but I don't really need one. It just means a lot, and I like to celebrate every little milestone that I can. I'm just that eternal optimist that just likes to celebrate everything. Cheers to everything, right? Right? So just like probably most of you, I am overwhelmed, I am busy, that's just life, but I am just so thrilled to make this content. It's worth finding the time, in my opinion, and it gives me so much joy. So that's my biggest takeaway, my biggest piece of advice. Just do it, but don't just take my word for it.
Listen, the only thing you need to get started on YouTube is a phone. Get your phone, press record, and just be yourself and have fun.
Always have fun. If you're not having fun, you're not gonna have fun making your videos, you're not gonna have fun editing your videos, and you're not gonna be excited when you post your videos.
Hey, what am I supposed to say again?
Don't wait for the conditions to be perfect to film. Don't have a dog.
If I was giving somebody advice on starting their own YouTube channel, I would just remind them to have fun with it, to act like themselves, talk to the camera like you're talking to your friend, to whatever your favorite audience may be, and people always love dogs, so if you have a dog, make sure you film them.
Alright, so a piece of advice I would give to someone looking to start a YouTube channel and grow it into a successful and growing channel is you need to bring value in your videos. This can come in the form of entertainment, that is value, bringing value to people. This could be educational, obviously, that brings value to people.
The best advice I would give someone looking to get into YouTube is to make sure you're passionate about the content you're creating before anything else. Don't worry about the view count or the success or trying to make money. Make sure you actually enjoy what you're creating before you start thinking about those other things.
My recommendation is to make sure you pay attention to Google Analytics. Google has a lot of information on the people that are watching your videos, so once you start getting a regular cadence of uploads that you're doing, pay attention to the Google Analytics because it shows you who's watching videos, some general demographics information, and most of all, when they're watching it. So that way you can cater your upload times, but you can also cater your style and your message to the age groups that are watching your channel, or if you need to shift your focus to appeal to a different demographic.
But always have fun, enjoy the creation process, enjoy whatever content you're creating, enjoy posting it, just have fun, forget what people don't like about you, and just play into it.
Just get out and do it, because the more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to feel in front of the camera, the better your editing is going to be, the better your composition is going to be. Just do it. Just do it. I think somebody's already made that joke, but yeah.
Yeah, I think the best piece of advice I have is, son of a